And I'm telling you, Kevin Samuels brainwashed my boyfriend. He brainwashed him. I was once told that women lose their value after 30. It literally drops in half. I was 29 and I had 6 months before I turned 30. It was during a podcast with the late Kevin Samuels, and I argued with him. I got pissed off with him. I couldn't help but think about what my boyfriend at the time was thinking because he was a huge Kevin Samuels fan. Anyway, today happens to be my 31st birthday. That boyfriend and I broke up. I got over a year of therapy, started doing music, started doing my own nails, taught myself how to sew so I can better my swimsuit company, started my passion projects of giving back. Honestly, I don't know what value he was referring to. I'm pretty sure it was something about being in the dating marketplace or some bullshit. Let me tell y'all something. I don't give a what y'all think about my value because I place value on myself. And for my fellow women out there who are younger than 30, older than 30, or being told that we exist solely to reproduce, your value is what you make it. I don't care how old I am. I care about how old I feel, how old I look, and how wise I'm becoming. Because baby, with age, I don't hesitate to set boundaries. I know my worth. The enemy wants you to think otherwise so you can rush into situations that are not for you.
Here's the thing on that. I mean, those things don't really matter when it comes to the single data market. Now, do you have people in your life perhaps that, you know, look up to you and view that as important? Sure. I mean, that could very well be the case, and you may have value to those individuals. But when you're looking at the single data market, it's a completely different skill set, right? You actually have to be fit to be in a relationship, not just physically, but mentally, right? You have to be friendly, cooperative, right? Those are muscles that you need to exercise when it comes to the single data market, because that's what men are looking for. Right? Men are not looking for your passion projects and how many degrees and diplomas, your career, this, that, and the third. Even after appearing on the Kevin Samuels show, she's still in denial in regards to what men really want. Now, the next clip is going to be her accusing Kevin Samuels of brainwashing her boyfriend. Take a look.
That at the time that I did that podcast with Kevin Samuels, that was 3 years ago. I was 29. I was about to turn 30. Right now I'm 32. I was dating someone at the time that I did that podcast, which Kevin Samuels didn't know. I'm very private with my relationships. So I was in a committed 4-year relationship at that time. And the person I was dating at that time was a hard Kevin Samuels fan. Like, when I went to his place and I turned on his TV and I typed in Kevin Samuels on YouTube, all of the videos, the little red line was at the end because he watched them all. And I'm telling you, Kevin Samuels brainwashed my boyfriend. He brainwashed him. Who he was in the beginning of our relationship and who he was at the end of our relationship was two different people. So we broke up. Okay, we broke up. And I'm telling you, that man, the things he was starting to say and do, I was like, who are you? You're not the same person I met and fell for. You're not. You're not. I was 29. He probably was like 33. And what I noticed in him was that he didn't realize it. It was subconscious, but he was looking for a male father figure. And I believe that Kevin Samuels was the perfect father figure for a lot of men who don't have, and as I'm seeing, a lot of men don't have father figures. So Kevin Samuels represented someone you could learn from, someone you could listen to. And of course you would want to. He was well spoken, he was well dressed, he could articulate himself. He could call a spade a spade. He wasn't taking no shit. Like, of course.
He was seeing how you were moving in the relationship, and he was saying, wait a minute, the sign language over here, shame, insult, guilt need to be right. The gaslighting over here, the disrespect over here. Yeah, I'm not gonna stand for that, right? He was no longer accepting things in the relationship that he was letting slide, and he basically was calling it out, right? So now she's saying that Kevin Samuels brainwashed her ex-boyfriend, when in reality, Kevin Samuels probably just woke him up to what's really happening out here in the single dating market and guys in relationships or relationships that don't necessarily benefit them. And, you know, Kevin Samuels probably provided him an aha moment where he said, wait a minute, yeah, this chick ain't for me. This chick ain't for me. Plus, this chick dresses a little provocative. Okay, and when I say a little, I mean a lot. Okay, she dresses provocative on the internet. So, I mean, listen, all those things combined is probably why he ended up leaving the situation, or at the very least, why he didn't marry you. That's probably what happened. And now she's not able to control the narrative in the relationship, and he's not letting certain things slide. He's basically speaking up, and he has standards, boundaries, and expectations in the relationship. Yeah, she didn't like that. And now she's making content on TikTok like this.
Women are pressured and told to marry when they're young because we're young and dumb and impressionable, and we don't know our worth, and we don't know what it really takes to be in a relationship, what really we need in a partnership. We don't know ourselves, and we give ourselves away at a discounted rate when we're young. So of course you want us to get married when we're young and dumb and impressionable and don't really know our worth. And this fear allows women to make horrendous decisions that haunt them until their last day on the planet, because it's better to marry late than to marry wrong. Can I get an amen? And as we get older and we find ourselves, we make more money, our standards go up. We're no longer the girl next door. We're the boss that you need a bellman to get to. And which woman do you think is going to tolerate more bull? And then they'll hit you with the, you don't want to have a geriatric pregnancy. You want to have a safe pregnancy. What about your pregnancy? What about your baby? I know plenty of women who have children in their 30s and 40s, and they're healthy and everyone lives happily ever after. And there's people in their 20s and have issues having children. To each his own. Don't let the fear of growing older frighten you into selling yourself short. Who you marry influences 90% of your happiness and the happiness of your entire household. Choose wisely, not out of fear, but out of truth and discernment and power, and really, really evaluating your worth. You owe that to yourself, sis. And if you can't do it for you, do it for your future children.
All right, guys, so there you have it. So let me know what you guys think about that. I mean, are we surprised? It is what it is, man. I mean, listen, if these modern women want to be boss babes and queens and all this other stuff, more power to you. And it's like, no, we don't have to deal with that, right? More and more men are protecting their peace. They're grabbing their passports and they're just doing their own thing. Right? I just find it fascinating when modern women gravitate towards celebrities. They look at Ashanti, they look at Sierra, they look at Janet Jackson, these older women that have kids at a later age in life, thinking this is the norm, right? Not realizing these celebrities, they have money, right? They have probably the best healthcare in the country. They have the money and resources in case something goes wrong. Yeah, you don't have Janet Jackson money. Right? You just don't. And maybe there are anomalies and, you know, friends of friends that had a kid at 45 or 47 or what have you. Everyone's different. Everyone's different. what works for someone else may not work for you, right? Everyone's different. You know, people's bodies are different. It is what it is. If I had a daughter, would I tell my daughter to have her first child at 40 years old? No. I would teach my daughter, here is how you find a good man. Here is how you attract a good man. Here are the steps. Here are what you should be looking out for, right? I mean, let's normalize that instead of the boss babe talk, okay? Because obviously it's not working, okay? It's just not working. And, you know, hey, she's attractive enough where I'm pretty sure she has no issues attracting the opposite sex. But when it comes to retaining and keeping men, yeah, it seems like that's where she's struggling. So I don't think it's necessarily the physical attraction because, you know, hey, she does work out and she is in shape. But I think it's just more so the mental is where men are checking out.